Hi Shaun, Johnny Nana, just checking up on you, see how you're going. When I think about you, I think, well, I've got to give him a ring, see if he's still going around. Just ringing to say how you're going and I'm doing okay, and to thank you for the other lovely card. When I rang you up to thank you for the first one, I went and got the post out of the box and there was another one, so it was a bit too late to ring you. Anyway, catch up with you along the way. Bye-bye. Be a good boy. See you.
So yes, here we are in Sydney, Australia. As you heard, I got a voicemail message from my grandmother on the boomerang. So I thought I'd come back and we should interview her. Sydney has a lot of history. In fact, in 1942, the meaning of life, the universe and everything, a few Japanese midget submarines came in here and attacked.
But it was in the night, it was pretty dark, that's when they came in. See, they put the things underneath so they couldn't get in, and they took it off for the Manly ferry, and he stunk in under the ferry.
That's kind of sneaky.
And then they shot something and they killed all those sailors asleep in the boat. The boat sunk and they were all in it.
And you were at the movies when this happened?
We were here, the movie thing was about up, not where the shops are, but on this side, where we just walked up there to come home, luckily.
And did like an announcement come over the movie theatre?
The fella came out, they stopped it, then the fella walked out and said, now I want you all to stand up and go home quietly and don't, it's, what did he say?
A drill or a rehearsal?
No, it wasn't that. He said it's not that. It's
This is
the real thing, whatever they call it. I can't think. And he said, but just I want you all to rise up and go home quietly and all that sort of thing.
And then you found out later about.
And then we found out that that's what they did. Yeah, found out that's what happened. Because sometimes you would hear a siren go, but it would only be a practice sort of thing. But he came out and said, this is not a practice. This is, the real thing, whatever they call it.
At least because of all the practices, you knew what to do, or you didn't panic so much.
What was it, like a kid's picture, so it was full of people and kids and everything, and
the last thing
it was full, and everybody sort of stood up at the one time, so you can imagine everybody trying to get out, but that's what he said, don't panic, just go slowly and go home, So, well, they didn't get any further than the quay, but down the water. Luckily.
So close though.
So even at school, when we were at school, we all had to wear a bag with water and thing to put around your nose, all that sort of thing. We had to have that on, carry it around all the time with us. And in case something happened, we had to put the thing on and do this and all that sort of thing. Because we went right through the war.
Yeah. When you walked home from the city when the war ended, and what was the game you were playing in the city? It was like cricket. I can't remember the name.
Women's cricket.
Bigaro, wasn't it?
Bigaro. That's
yes.
Bigaro. Yeah, that's women's cricket. Well, we had bigger bats, wider bats.
And someone came over and.
And we'd been in, went in, and the winner went home and come back the next day and all that sort of thing. And so we went, but we'd been a couple of days. Then we went in the next morning and we were waiting for them to come and say, righto, get started and all that. Nothing happened. And then all of a sudden the teacher, they were all talking together, come over and blew the whistle. Righto, girls, sit down. Right, the war's over. We just had news the war's over. You can all go home. So we all jumped up to go home.
And then you couldn't get on a tram?
Couldn't get on the tram because everybody else was going home and they were all yelling and waving and singing out and the trams had just gone past. You couldn't get on if you tried. So we just kept going to this stop. We waited for a while and the tram went past. We went to the next stop, the tram went past. We ended up at Gladesville where all three of us, there was three of us I think, lived at Gladesville.
Walked all the way home?
So we had to walk all the way home from the city, yeah.
At least you're in a good mood though.
Yeah, well, we didn't mind. We buying a couple of things out of the shops on the way, like a drink and stuff and everything. I think we took our shoes off, come home barefoot. It was a nice day. It was, you know, a sunny day. But, yeah, it was a bit hard to believe.
Yeah. And how did you meet Pa?
Met her at the market printery.
The market printery.
She was
She
in
was
the
on a
office.
different level, or?
She was in the office.
No, he was at the market printery before he went to the Herald.
Oh, okay.
And I was in the office, and he was working upstairs, printing and that. And in those days, if they stayed back, they used to get 5 shillings for tea money to go and get something to eat if they stayed back. So I used to have to go up to the next floor and give them all 5 shillings. And that.
For working back?
Then they always used to have the lights on. You used to pull the string to put the lights on and all that. And the boss, like down in the office, said to me, "Make sure they turn those lights off. They've always got them on all day, every day." When I went up, like I got to know him by taking the money up. He asked me who I was and all that sort of thing. And so one time I went up. When I used to go, I used to pull the things off when I went past and it. And one day I went through and I pulled the things off and they put black stuff all over the handle. Had it all over me.
Because we needed good lighting to see what we were doing in it.
Yeah.
That's a funny trick they put in the black on the lights.
Yeah, they were caught with a little handle on them, you know.
Little knob thing, yeah.
Little knob.
Oh, okay. And they're probably telling you to turn it off.
So I didn't pull the lights off anymore. Let them go.
But you needed lights, good lighting in our particular type of industry.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
And the printing in
and
those
then we went to
days.
this picnic and we won the 3-legged race. And
Couldn't undo the ropes, they were stuck together ever since.
and then we used to go out together and go to the movies and go to dancing, didn't we? Did the dancing.
We had a good time together growing up.
Yeah,
And,
definitely.
yeah.
Very lucky I met Valerie.
Wasn't that informative? Thanks to my grandparents. Let's go back.
Walkabouter's Guide to Australia, or whatever we end up calling this thing.